Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B spoilers hint that Taylor Hayes Rebecca Budig may leave town after Ridge Forrester Torsten K chooses Brooke Logan Catherine Kelly Lang. Will Taylor join Steffy Forrester Jacqueline MacInnes Wood in exiting Los Angeles, at least for a while? Taylor has deluded herself into thinking Ridge's commitment actually means something. But his track record proves it doesn't mean anything at all. Ridge has a history of waffling between women and is about to do it once again. B&B's gearing up for another round of Brooke and Ridge's destiny. After Ridge rescues Brooke following an accident in Italy, it'll be enough to seal the deal on them getting back together. Taylor's grand plans for a future with Ridge are about to go up in smoke. It'll be crushing and downright humiliating when Ridge picks Brooke over Taylor in the end. Ridge will realize Eric Forrester John McCook was right and that Brooke is indeed the woman he's meant to be with. Although Ridge won't want to break Taylor's heart for the umpteenth time, he'll have no choice if he wants to pursue this fresh start with Brooke. What happens when Taylor finds herself feeling bitter, broken, and alone again? It's easy to imagine Taylor wanting to get as far away from Ridge as possible after he hurts her. Taylor may refuse to stick around and have a front row seat to Brooke's new beginning with Ridge. Brooke will steal Ridge back and score the happy ending she wants, but Taylor will feel like her own romantic bliss has been ripped away. Since Steffy just announced that she's leaving town with the kids for a while, the door's wide open for Taylor to join her. Taylor might head off screen for a bit with Steffy while Jacqueline MacInnes Wood is on maternity leave. This could be a good opportunity to rest the character of Taylor until the show can figure out what to do with her following this breakup, no matter how it all goes down. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Taylor will get updates on some crushing news once Ridge reunites with Brooke once more. CDL will have other scorching Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news and updates to check out, so make us your top B&B source. In the ever-twisting world of the Bold and the Beautiful, hearts break, loyalties are tested, and alliances shift like the tides of the Pacific. The latest dramatic upheaval threatens to reshape the very foundation of one of the show's most iconic love triangles, Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor. As viewers have witnessed over the past few weeks, Ridge Forrester has once again been torn between two great loves: his perennial soulmate Brooke Logan and the wise, ever-devoted Taylor Hayes. But just as fans dared to hope for a resolution that didn't leave someone shattered, the familiar pattern emerged. Ridge chose Brooke again this time. However, the fallout feels different, more final, and it could lead to a seismic shift in the show's landscape as Taylor contemplates an emotional and symbolic departure from Los Angeles. Could she be following in her daughter Steffy's footsteps and saying goodbye to the glitz, glamour, and heartbreak of the city that never lets love settle? Ridge's choice, a familiar yet painful decision for decades. The push and pull between Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor has defined the Bold and the Beautiful. Fans have watched the pendulum swing from one woman to the other more times than they can count, with children, marriages, betrayals, and forgiveness stitched into the complex history of the triangle. But Ridge's most recent choice to recommit to Brooke after months of emotional back and forth has struck a new chord with viewers and characters alike. Taylor, once again left standing in the shadows, appears to have finally reached her breaking point. It wasn't just that Ridge chose Brooke, it was how he did it, decisively, unapologetically, and with little recognition of the emotional carnage left in his wake. For Taylor, it wasn't only a romantic rejection, it was a spiritual unraveling. After all the progress, the therapy, the hope, and the healing, she stood once again in the familiar pain of being second best. Taylor's quiet exit, a woman reclaiming her dignity. Insiders hint that the show is preparing for a poignant exit storyline for Taylor, not one driven by anger or revenge but by quiet resilience and emotional self-preservation. In recent episodes, subtle clues have been dropped. Taylor has spoken of needing space, reconnecting with who I used to be, and getting away from the noise. Her sessions with patients have been increasingly introspective, almost as if she's speaking more to herself than to them. And her growing disillusionment with the Forresters' constant drama is impossible to miss. Sources close to the production suggest that Taylor may decide to leave town for a personal retreat, perhaps a sabbatical, or even a permanent move to expand her mental health clinic abroad. But what's raising eyebrows among fans is speculation that she might not go alone. Rumors are swirling that Taylor could be joining her daughter Steffy, who recently left Los Angeles with her family to escape the toxic environment consuming her marriage. A mother and daughter departure. Steffi's decision to leave LA with her children came after her marriage to Finn hit a wall, largely due to the ongoing threat posed by Sheila Carter. As much as she loves Finn, Steffi chose safety, clarity, and peace for her family. In a recent phone call between Steffi and Taylor, sharp viewers noticed the shift in tone. Steffi told her mother, "I miss you. Maybe it's time we just start fresh, somewhere where our family isn't defined by the same patterns." Could this be foreshadowing a shared journey, mother and daughter, both reclaiming their lives and identities outside the shadows of the Forrester family and their tangled web of romantic entanglements? If Taylor does leave to join Steffi, it would not just mark the end of an era, it would be a powerful message. A story of women stepping away from the drama, not in defeat, but in liberation. What this means for Ridge and Brooke with Taylor gone. Ridge and Brooke may finally get what they've long claimed to want. A chance to move forward without the specter of Taylor looming over them. But can they truly find peace knowing the cost? Brooke may celebrate her renewed connection with Ridge, but deep down, she knows the love triangle was a defining piece of Ridge's life, and losing Taylor completely may leave a hole, even if Ridge refuses to acknowledge it now. Already, fans have begun to question if Ridge's choice was driven by love or fear. Did he return to Brooke out of habit? Out of guilt? Out of a desperate need for stability? And will he soon begin to feel the loss of Taylor not just as a romantic partner, but as a moral compass and emotional grounding force? The show's future, a shift toward new storylines. Taylor's departure, coupled with Steffi's absence, opens a major door for the writers to pivot toward new central characters and storylines. It's an opportunity to invest in newer dynamics, perhaps giving Hope and Thomas more time in the spotlight, or expanding Zendaya and Luna's budding romance. It also forces the show to reckon with its long-running triangle trope. If Taylor is truly gone out of town, out of reach, will Ridge and Brooke be forced to confront the actual substance of their relationship? Without Taylor to serve as the ever-present threat, what holds them together? What tears them apart? And, more importantly, will viewers continue to engage if the triangle they've followed for decades is broken for good? Fan reactions. A mixture of grief and applause. Social media has been ablaze with reactions from longtime fans. Many express sorrow at the idea of losing Taylor, especially given Krista Allen's powerful and compassionate portrayal of the character. Others, however, applaud the decision, noting that it allows Taylor to step out of Ridge's shadow and become a full, independent character on her own terms. One Twitter user wrote, "Taylor, walking away is the most powerful thing she's ever done. She finally chose herself. That's real growth." Another commented, "If this is Krista Allen's swan song, let it be one of strength and clarity. Taylor deserves peace." Of course, some remain skeptical. We've seen Taylor leave before, but the pull of Ridge always brings her back. I'll believe it's permanent when it stays that way for more than 6 months. Fair point. Is this really goodbye? Despite the heavy clues and emotional weight of the current arc, it remains unclear whether Taylor's departure will be permanent or temporary. Soap operas are known for dramatic exits and even more dramatic returns. Characters rarely disappear forever, but this time, it feels different. This isn't about fleeing in heartbreak, it's about choosing growth over cycles. And if the writers are truly committed to evolving the narrative, they may finally allow Taylor to stay gone, at least long enough to give her absence true narrative power. Final thoughts. The end of a triangle. The beginning of something new. The Bold and the Beautiful has thrived for decades on the strength of its iconic relationships, and the Ridge-Brooke saga is arguably its crown jewel. But all things evolve, and, if Taylor is indeed leaving, it marks more than just the end of a chapter. It's the beginning of a new era. One where women like Taylor and Steffi choose peace over passion, growth over grudges, and healing over heartache. One where love doesn't have to mean sacrifice. So as we watch Taylor close the door on her life in Los Angeles, perhaps for the last time, we're not just seeing an ending, we're witnessing a long overdue act of self-love. And who knows? In true soap fashion, maybe someday she'll return. Not as someone